Don't be a flake. Don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't hesitate to say, hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
I'm a hey babe girl in a hey babe world. Life is plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, pimpy, let's go party. Yeah. Hey, babe.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful morning. I want to start the podcast today with two questions from ancient Greek philosopher Seneca.
Yeah.
I grew up off Seneca Avenue in Ridgewood, Queens, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So Seneca's always been near and dear.
Does Seneca run through Queens and Brooklyn?
Seneca Avenue runs through Queens and Brooklyn. Seneca, the philosopher, I don't know if they named Seneca Avenue after Seneca, the philosopher.
Okay.
I don't know.
I won't hold you to it.
But it's two simple questions I have for you.
I was hoping we started off this way.
This is from Seneca. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? Let's talk about it.
That's who said that?
If not you, then who? If not now, then when?
Well, let me say the first thing that reminded me of, and you are my target market.
Yes, I am.
That reminds me of, and I used to say this all the time, who but W.B. Mason?
Exactly.
You know it.
Who but W. Mason? It's every Yankee game.
Every Yankee game.
Every Yankee game.
I always say,
yeah.
I always say who but W.B. Mason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who?
Who?
But them.
I genuinely, here's the thing with W.B. Mason, and it's no disrespect to W.B. Mason. I love the commercials. Who but W.B. Mason? I think about it. It brings back memories to my childhood. Makes me think of my father. I love it. I don't know what W. Mason does or what they provide. I have no idea what their service is.
I can't answer it because I don't know who else should be doing
Delivering products to help keep businesses run smoothly. Shout out W. Mason. Keep doing what you're doing. But for me, it's ShipStation. I got to be honest with you. For me, I use ShipStation for all my needs.
God bless you guys.
God bless
you. There's only one-stop shop for all your shipping needs, and that's ShipStation.
Yes, and the guy on the picture of the old white guy on W. Mason, it's just not in today. It's just that kind of look. That to me, I think of two words when I see W.B. Mason. This guy, I think of rape whistle. That's what happens.
Rape whistle. I see maybe.
It looks.
Aversion. Maybe an aversion to Jewish people.
Yes.
I think maybe he looks also like he runs a popsicle stand in Williamsburg.
Yeah, he looks a little like got a little Illuminati going.
He looks like he would bare knuckle fight you in a barn.
Yeah.
He looks like my uncle who was touchy at one point.
Tell you something about you, Sal. And I don't know if you know this about you or people tell this about you. You're one of the guys who you keep it really together in between haircuts. In between haircuts,
I need a haircut.
Never look but you don't look disheveled.
I texted today to schedule a haircut because it's due time.
But it doesn't look unkempt. A lot of guys, you say, you kind of politely say, go get a haircut.
Yeah.
You haven't you're due for a haircut, but also not due for a haircut. Your hair is right in that zone.
Thank you. And that wasn't always like that, but I'll tell you a little secret. If you have medium length hair, you can get away with not getting a haircut for way longer.
Okay.
Because obviously if you have very short hair,
right,
the growth is going to be noticeable. Right. But if I have medium hair to begin with and then over a month I gain a half inch or an inch, it's not that noticeable. It cuts down on haircuts altogether, which in the end makes you have a little bit of savings.
So you're saying when you go down to get a haircut, you don't ask them, you sometimes look like you didn't even get a haircut after a haircut. Like family members and friends.
You'll notice a haircut after a haircut, but this is the result. Like a month and a half later, you'll still be like, it's still well put together. It's not like you're in dire need of a haircut, but I am, but it doesn't look like it.
Interesting.
I moved recently, only like in the last couple of years, like the pandemic, I moved to like a medium length hairstyle. Now, I was always you my whole life.
Now, do you have them do your eyebrows when you get a haircut?
I've never done my eyebrows in my life.
You've never even had them shaved? You don't even grow a unibrow? No, oh, wow, yeah, you're good.
Not a single touch of my eyebrows in my life. And I do wonder if sometimes I'll like trim, like just like neaten it a little.
Yeah.
Not like a jersey, like a douche, but like just like a presentable.
Right. Right.
But you get him. You get him.
No, what he does is my barber is what he will do is he'll put a comb in my eyebrow and shave.
Oh, that's nice.
He'll just shave.
So you're not going
down.
to get your eyebrows done.
No, I used to go get my eyebrows threaded. Shout out, I think it was called Rika's in Liberty Avenue in Little Guyana, Queens.
I've
Liberty
never understood what this is, threading, and I think it is painful, right? And I don't understand how they have the skill to target one strand of hair and then rip it one by one.
People got skills out there. Y'all got skills.
People got skills. You've had this done to you? What does it feel like?
That's what they used to do to me in Little Guyana in Ozone Park. Have you been to Little Guyana?
No.
You got to go to Little Guyana on Liberty Avenue, Ozone Park. It's fun.
It's a neighborhood?
It's called Little Guyana. Yeah. Like how there's Little Italy.
What happens there?
There's just a bunch of Guyanese people.
Okay.
I used to date a girl who was Guyanese. Loved her. She's changed her phone number, though.
Where's Guyana?
Guyana is
it Guana?
near Brazil. But they're near Brazil, but they look like a lot of people be like, oh, they're like the Trinidadian, Tobago. They kind of have a India.
Tobago and Trinidad is so fun.
Trinidad and Tobago.
It's just so fun. It's probably the best geographical name.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's what other
There's
countries are two names? You got
Tobago
Trinidad and
is a fun
Tobago.
name.
You got Trinidad and Tobago. You got what's the one? There's another one and something. Trinidad. What's the one like where they filmed Dubrovnik, Croatia, but not that. Serbia and Montenegro.
Oh, okay.
Serbia and Montenegro is like
that's one name.
Yes.
Okay.
You ever seen the lines on the map of Croatia, Serbia, and Montenegro?
I can't say that I have.
Pull this up. What Croatia did was such a fuck you move. Is when they made their borders, they just took the entire coastline. Look at this. They took the entire coastline. See Croatia, and they left Bosnia. Is
that still Bosnia and Herzegovina? No, that changed.
Bosnia is still called Bosnia, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the former Yugoslavia. Is what?
Okay.
But you see, Montenegro has a little sliver, Serbia and Montenegro. But literally, the country of Serbia, they said, "You can suck my ass. You're not getting a drop of natural ocean water." Croatia took the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's why, honestly, I have that literally on my list of vacation destinations.
Croatia.
They're gaining from that because of the water side.
Of course.
As opposed to, I'm not like, let me go to Herzegovina.
And here's why I like Croatia. You ready for this? I like Croatia's flag because it always makes me hungry because it looks like the top of a pizzeria tablecloth.
That's it.
Look at the Croatian flag and tell me you don't think tablecloth, pizzeria tablecloth right away. Look at that.
Right there.
That's what it is.
Classic pizzeria.
It looks like Joe and John's Pizzeria. Shout out Joe and John's in Ridgewood. Great pizza. I think they're going to be catering the green room when I do my show at Radio City.
Oh, wow.
And shout out Taste of Pueblo Taco Truck. They're going to be catering my show at the theater at MSG on September 23rd, which still has some tickets available. So we're going to have Puerto Rican night and Italian night.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. And then what do they just come in and deliver it and show you having a reception after both?
Well, I'm just going to have it in the green room for people who can nosh.
Okay.
You know, why the hell not?
It's thoughtful.
And maybe we'll do something where we'll do some kind of lottery thing and we'll get 5 fans who come to the show. They can come back and have some food. What if we do that?
Well, be careful the checks that you're writing because you got to cash them.
Yes.
You got to cash them.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Just be careful. So from experience.
Right.
Because that's going to take a minute to put something together there.
Right.
And then do you really want to pull people in the back? Then you have to be taken away from your family.
Forget I said that.
No, do what you want. I'll help you do it.
No. Now, what's this? Top countries with the weirdest names. We got Djibouti.
Djibouti.
Azerbaijan. Let me tell you something about Azerbaijan. I once, when I was single, went on a date with a girl from Azerbaijan.
Never heard of it.
Was maybe the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, besides Jasmine and my mom. But Azerbaijan and Venetia, the girl was gorgeous. It was like
the
Azerbaijani women, and also I don't know if you've ever seen a random Swedish woman, but they look like they're from other planets. Like
random like what? Like she just stumbles across the street?
Random Swede.
Okay.
They have these blonde hair and blue eyes, and the Azerbaijani women, or the Azerbaijani woman that I met, just looked like she wasn't of this planet, like she was something else.
I mean, when you go over the pond, right, over there,
yes,
a lot of these countries, they have the biggest output of supermodels. But then they also, like, I think it's all or nothing over there sometimes. They have the biggest output of supermodel. Every 6-foot-tall supermodel you see is from
You either got one girl that looks like a supermodel, the other girl looks like Borat.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
You get
my wife.
It's a roll of dice.
Niger, which is yes.
Yeah.
Niger, which is it's
Nigeria, right?
No, Niger and Nigeria are not the same
Republic
thing. As a matter
of
of fact,
Niger.
you just piss people off because
No.
you thought that.
I thought it said the Republic of Nigeria because I'm not wearing my
Okay.
glasses. I didn't mean to piss off any people from the Republic of Nigeria. Niger.
Because we have, by the way, if we have Nigerian people on our side. Godfrey, the comedian's Nigerian, and he would fight in the Great War with us.
Yes. Can you scroll back to 1? Shout out Godfrey, the Nigerian. Who is he?
From Nigeria.
Azerbaijanian?
Azerbaijan. It's, yeah.
I just wanted to tell you. Oh, sorry, Azerbaijanian pimp. Azerbaijan.
And that's the region I'm from, Trans-Caucasian.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Sorry.
I'm like,
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying it's in the. It is a country in the Trans-Caucasian region. What is that?
Well, the Trans-Caucasian region obviously been controversial as of late, but it's a good
Chelsea?
region. Yeah, the Trans-Caucasian. Yeah, the you could see
Trans-Caucasian region is basically between like 17th and like 28th.
Yeah, you could see members of the Trans-Caucasian region performing usually at the Comedy Cellar in downtown. And Trans-Caucasian region is from between Southwest Asia and Southeastern Europe. Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Not to divert, but 2 times this week I've heard 2 different people that I know use a word incorrectly.
Okay.
Actually, they said the wrong word in place of what they thought they were supposed to say. It's been gnawing at me, but I don't want to be the person. It doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter to me. Do I have a responsibility? I could care less. What I'm getting at is, do I have a responsibility as these people that are a friend or even a relative to say, just so you know, that's not the word. Like, what is the etiquette there? Like, am I like not helping? Am I doing them a disservice by not letting them know? Because they're clearly walking around Earth saying it wrong everywhere. But I don't want to be the guy that's like, that's not how you say it. But that's not what I mean.
Right. I think it borders. First of all, it depends on the word. It does.
I'll give you both.
It does border on the kind of a bit pedantic, but it's not.
I don't want to be pedantic.
You don't want to be pedantic. So if you don't want to be pedantic,
I want to be helpful.
But I think then, unfortunately, you have to let people go on as they may. You have to let them walk their own course.
Really?
That's what Seneca
but
says.
I would want you, and we'll go back to Seneca. I would want you to tell me.
Right.
I told you about Tupperware and Tupperware.
Right, and it went viral.
It did go viral.
Yeah.
I told you about the girl you used to date that used to spell hysterical in a text, Hystericale.
Right.
Or whatever I just said.
Which is a
Not
more fun
AL.
way to spell it.
Yeah, but what I would do is I would write back that something else was hysterical, but then spell it properly.
Right.
In hopes that she would,
Right.
get clued in. And she never did. She'd write back to me hysterical again the wrong way. She might have been like, this guy is spelling it wrong.
What are the words?
The words this week were someone said something was a mute point.
Okay. Of course, it's moot.
It's a moot point.
Right.
Mute meaning M-U-T-E, which I get why you would think that.
Mm-hmm.
Because mute means quiet, and so it almost seems like what it should mean.
Right.
But it's M-O-O-T, moot.
Okay.
This is the second time or third time I heard that person say it in the few years I've known them.
Okay.
And so I'm like,
You should say
it was a one-on-one situation. And then someone texted me they're in the midst of something.
M-I-S-T, like a
Now,
Sierra Mist.
that might have been a typo. I don't know, but it's not M-I. They didn't put midst.
They didn't put the D.
Yeah. And in the mist also seems like I kind of get why I'm in the midst of something. You know what I mean?
The way I think to respond to that, especially if it's text, is do what you've always done. Is just text back the proper word and kind of put it out there, kind of just in the universe, and let them figure it out. But I think...
What if one is a family member? Fine to tell them? I don't ever want to make someone feel like I'm making them feel silly.
Well, here's the thing. Here's where it gets down to.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself, what's the reason you're telling them? Is it more of because you, and let's just be honest here, we started this episode with if not me, then who, if not now, then when.
I was about to apply that right now, though.
Is it because you want to? Is it more of, there's 2 reasons why you're doing this.
Okay.
Is it more that your ego, and you, not ego in a bad way, how we all have an ego, your little inner personality saying, I want to correct them because that would make me feel better?
No,
Or is it I actually want to help them? Or is it like Taylor Swift says, is it your self-guided narcissism disguised as altruism? That's what Taylor Swift says. It's
That's a
me,
lyric?
fine, it's me.
I don't know.
At tea time, everybody agrees.
I don't know if I know any of her songs. I know that she's the most popular person on the planet.
And do you know who she's dating? No.
Now I don't.
Maddie Healy from the 1975, the lead singer, which is why you said, Chris, this is the thinnest I've ever seen you. You've lost weight, and I made up this whole lie about, I'm fasting while I'm working out. I haven't eaten since I found out the news that Maddie Healy and Taylor.
You're
sick to my stomach about it because it's Maddie is in New York now multiple times a month, and I don't get to see him. And I've never met him.
Has word gotten back yet after all the mentions?
I think what's happened is I think I took the bit a little too far and actually wound up pushing them away. I think I got them close. I had them close. I actually have, shout out Ross from the 1975 cell phone number. I've texted him 2 or 3 times, nothing. I think the bit about them not liking me, it was all just a bit. It was just a ruse to get them to, I negged them. Okay. And then I think I pushed it too far, and now they're like, this guy is getting a little annoying now. And what can I do? I am only who I am, and If not me, then as Epictetus says, the real man is revealed during hard times, and I'm during hard times right now, and the real man is me right now, and I'm saying that I made a mistake. The real man is one of truth.
So if the 1975 is watching, and
we know that you
assume they are,
this
is what you have to say to them, and I think the ball is in their court now.
It's in their court. All their balls can be in my court. I'd love nothing more.
Yeah. You should call yourself the Chris Distefano.
Seriously.
Right?
Or I should just name my next comedy special the 1975.
That's what you should
do.
Or
just
that won't push him away.
Drop the and just say it's called 1975.
Right. 1975, the band, my new comedy special.
So you have to. So you
wait. What did Taylor Swift say, real quick again? Don't disguise your
don't disguise your basically I forget the lyric is
narcissism is altruism?
Disguising your narcissism with altruism like some congressman.
Right, like they're it's self-serving.
Exactly, like when the congressmen go out there and say, I want to help the migrants. No, you want to get reelected.
Right.
You don't want to help. It's your narcissism disguised as altruism.
Okay.
That's what it is. I mean, every politician does that.
Right.
That's just what, to even want to be a politician is the ego to the fullest.
How did Taylor Swift become the biggest musical act in the history of our world?
Kids love her.
History of our world.
Kids.
She's bigger than the fucking Beatles.
My daughter is just turned 8 years old. Happy birthday, baby. We had a great party, great Barbie themed party. It was amazing. Somebody dropped half of her cake in the pool.
That's fun.
But it was amazing.
Shout out
Mark's Bake Shop on Staten Island made the cake. Unbelievable cake. You need any type of cake, you go to Mark's Bake Shop on Staten Island. Let me tell you something, Sal. You need to go there.
You deviated from piece of cake?
I love piece of cake. A piece of cake is amazing. My go-tos now are piece of cake. Of course, like always, take it up with Bloom Cafe. Take everything up with Bloom Cafe on Staten Island at any time.
You got to take it up.
That's what you take it up with. And piece of cake is amazing. Shout out to Cannoli Donuts. But Mark's Bake Shop, they make custom donuts. And they have daily donuts. They have these egg sandwiches on croissants and the birthday cakes. We get our cakes from them for everything now.
Where are they?
They're unbelievable. On where Bagel Depot, like Home Depot, but for bagels. Casey had a great bit about that. Remember when he did a bit about old bagel stores?
No.
Casey Jost.
Okay.
He did a bit and he called it's the Bagel Depot. It's like Home Depot, but for bagels. It was funny. But you don't know where the Bagel Depot is. I think it's on Richmond.
Okay.
Butcher Box. I love it, especially summer's coming out. It's grilling season. I need meat on that grill. I need meat in my mouth. I go with Butcher Box.
Do I really use every product on our show? Let's be honest with each other. I don't. Do I check every project out? Yes. Do I do something if I think it's no good? No. But I use Butcher Box.
I do use Butcher, and same with me. I use Butcher Box. What it is they just literally send meat to your house. You sign up for it. You pick the meats you want, and they deliver it right to your mouth, right to your house. And it's just always, they got no hormone, no antibiotics in the meat, humanely raised. They got grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, pork raised crate-free, wild-caught seafood. It's high-quality meat, seafood you can trust. and they're going to give us a sweet deal right now for the listeners. What is it, babe?
Sign up today using code HeyBabe to receive ground beef for a year.
It's amazing.
Plus $20 off your first order, okay? This is going to be free shipping. You can curate the box, or you can pick one of their customized ones that's delivered to your doorstep. It's 2 pounds of ground beef free in every box for a year, plus $20 off your first order when you sign up at butcherbox.com/HeyBabe and use our code HeyBabe.
What's up, everybody? Listen, I got a brand new hour of stand-up material, and I'm shooting a comedy special in Atlanta in December. I don't have the exact dates yet, but just know in Atlanta, December, I'm coming to you, and I am putting on a slew of cities from September to December. So tell me if you don't see your city there. Hit me up on @ChrisDComedy on social media and tell me if you want me to come to your city. But they're here. September 23rd, right now, has tickets left. The theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City, Radio City, September 22nd is sold out. So go get your tickets at ChrisDComedy.com for my fall tour. In Atlanta, I'm coming to you to do my special.
Babes, I love it too. I am filming my special at the Vic in Chicago on December 1st and 2nd, and thus I am also kicking off a tour. I will be all over the place: Bowling Green, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio, Toledo, Wilkes-Barre, Wilmington, Delaware, Torrington, Connecticut, Macon, Georgia. You ever go there?
No, but it sounds amazing.
Savannah, Georgia, Athens, Georgia, Peoria, Rockford, Springfield, all in Illinois, Duluth, Appleton, Rochester, Minnesota. I'm going to be all over. I'm going to be, like I said, in Hartford, and I'm going to be in Syracuse doing some clubs and some theaters. That'll all be announced very, very soon. But if you want to see me right away, you just see me on tour with the guys in PracticalJokersLive.com. This weekend coming up, we're on Columbus, Cleveland, Detroit, then Minneapolis, Des Moines, Kansas City, and then we close out in Nashville, Indianapolis, and St. Louis. All those tickets are on sale right now at PracticalJokersLive.com.
Where's Mark's Bake Shop? Richmond Road.
You're the type of guy that explores, commits, and then...
Well, Jasmine would disagree with you on the commitment part, but
you explore, you commit, and then you promote.
Yes.
You have been living on Staten Island for how long?
By the way, shout out Mark and Amanda, great people. They were at the party. I've been living on Staten Island since
the people who baked the cake were invited to the party.
Mark and Amanda have become friends. Yeah, they're great kids, and they came and they didn't know it was a pool party, so they came fully decked to the nines and just kind of stood around.
So they made the cake. They made the cake and delivered it, and then stayed as guests.
Unbelievable, great people, and they brought me a bottle of Casa Dragones tequila. So really good people.
Well, this is what I'm saying. How long have you been on Staten Island?
Since September of 21.
Staten Island you're approaching 2 years. I've been there for 46.
Right.
You know more businesses than me. You've frequented more businesses than me. You've befriended more businesses than me. And you know of more businesses than me. But you went in, if I may, testicles deep.
Yes.
On Staten Island businesses and supporting local shops.
Yes.
And then doing your part to help them in their journey.
Yes.
I find it fascinating. I don't know how you're discovering all these businesses. And they're all gangbusters. And then you have the wherewithal to come on here and then give them a little thank you publicly, which is also very nice. Are you getting free stuff all over Staten Island into any place you walk into?
So maybe this kind of goes as the narcissism disguised as altruism here. But I know that we can lead to that. But what I would say is, Mark, by the way, Mark's Bake Shop have been very generous and have given me multiple cakes for free. But I've also bought and spent many, because I want to support that business. So the money supports the small businesses.
Right.
So they've done, done it both ways. Same with Bloom Cafe. They give me free food when I go in there. Try this, try that. But we support the business. But I think sometimes when it comes to business and promotion, because within our industry, our agents or whatever say, don't give anybody free shout outs, they have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a negative karmic energy attached to the money. If I'm only doing it for the money, I think then that I actually wouldn't want them to. I wouldn't want to pay for it.
No, in this local scenario, a local shop.
Right.
I mean, till people's ears bleed, shout them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be like, hey, I love Costco.
Right. Right. Because really, if we're going to go, the thing is, go shop locally. If you don't want to do locally, then it's HelloFresh all day, America's #1 meal kit.
That's right. And also, I really do love Costco.
So do I.
So
you're saying, okay, what was the question?
So I am impressed because it's consistent. And we were talking recently And I know that where you live now is an on-foot traffic area.
Right.
But I feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like take me through a day. Like, how do you discover these new places? Are you Googling? Do you have a need? And then you Google it, and then you say, "Oh, here's a place, and let me go to it." Or are you driving and making mental notes, and then saying, "Let's just pull in here real quick. Let me just pull in here real quick," and like discovering, like, are you like a Staten Island Magellan?
My thought, yes, shout out Ferdinand Magellan. My thought process with just living is I'm only going to get one spin on this planet, so let me try whilst I'm here. The universe is always changing and expanding. So let me, rather than, absolutely I want to find things that I like, foods that I like, places that I want to go that make me feel good. But why not try? It doesn't happen every day, but at least not try every day to try one thing new in my life. And then by the time my life is at the end, I'll have tried as much as I could.
Right. Okay, so two things. One, do you really keep that up here every day? Are you
Yes.
Do you really?
I swear to God, I
right
do.
now, are you trying to try or experience something new each day?
What I've been
How do you keep up with that?
So I have a list. I have a list that me and my neighbor Chris Pena have of places that we want to go to on Staten Island, like new places that have opened, mostly restaurants and stuff like that. But also, I also have your list that you gave me of the parks, all the parks,
Sure.
the Mount Loretta Park, and all those parks that I've knocked them off. Snug Harbor.
So on a day that you have free time, do you refer to that and try to go do it?
If not every day, like today, I didn't have any time. Today, I didn't have any time to do that. Today, what I did to try to be a little different is I've been eating a lot of eggs. I've been eating eggs almost every morning. And so today, what I did was I've been wanting to try oatmeal from this place, Buy a Bar in Brooklyn, and I went and got the oatmeal there. And it was great.
So you drove into Brooklyn.
I worked out in Brooklyn, and where I went to Badass Academy. Shout out Badass. That's I love working out there.
Okay.
And then I went to Badass Academy on Bay Ridge Avenue in Brooklyn, and they have a Buy a Bar attached. So I ate the oatmeal from there, and it was amazing.
Okay.
So now I've added now I'll add that in.
Now it's something that you like and you'll frequent again.
Right, because I was just going to Manor Bagels every day on Manor Road and just getting egg whites, avocado, raw onions, ketchup on a whole wheat wrap. And I got it for too long.
Do you have any fear about eating eggs every single day with cholesterol? Because
So-
my lady eats eggs in the morning frequently, so much so that I had to be like, I don't think we should be doing this.
Well,
But she told me that's a fallacy.
it's not. The whole
Eggs
idea
are high in cholesterol, but
but they say cholesterol isn't as
bad as they make it out.
That's what they say. It's about the balance. What's your high cholesterol versus your low cholesterol? What's your total cholesterol? What's your triglycerides? All those things come into play. I actually, though, with all the working out and all that I've been doing, went to the doctor last week, and I still have high cholesterol. It's lower than it was, but it's still high.
Are you eating egg whites or eggs? Because if it's high now, maybe you shouldn't eat eggs every day.
I've been eating cheese. The doctor told me not to worry, though, because my good cholesterol, the HDL, is the highest it's ever been. You want your good cholesterol to be high and your bad cholesterol, the LDL, to be low. A lot of people have low good cholesterol and high bad cholesterol.
I'll never understand it, really.
Yeah.
What does the good cholesterol do to you? The bad cholesterol doesn't.
The good cholesterol, the HDL, acts like almost like a cleaner of your arteries and goes in and cleans out the bad cholesterol, which is just fat little pieces of shit that get stuck to your artery walls.
So how do we discern where we get the good and the bad through our foods? Like what's good and what's bad?
So HDL, the good cholesterol, typically gets raised. Well, no, typically gets raised with exercise. Exercise is what raises the good cholesterol. That's why exercise is heart healthy. The bad cholesterol, the LDLs and the triglycerides, get high with eating, foods saturated with sat.
Saturated with sat. Say it.
Saturated with sat. Saturated with sat foods.
Saturated sat is a fun name.
Saturated. Is that the name of the episode?
It's special.
Saturated sat.
Saturated sat.
Saturated sat. Not exercising. Yeah.
No one's gonna search saturated sat.
Yeah.
But saturated sat is fun. I like it.
Yeah.
I
The
like
saturated sat.
I'm gonna write that.
Should we make it merch? Saturated sat. Is that the elasticity merch? Saturated sat.
Laxticity.
Laxticity. Saturated
We need to take it up with Bloom Cafe. We need to allegedly.
We need an alleged.
And then
shirt.
the third spot is it's got to be laxticity, or maybe it's saturated sat,
It's got to be saturated sat.
or shout out something.
Yeah. Right. I I think that for me,
We talking about your cholesterol and then the places you frequent.
the cholesterol and the places I frequent.
Do you feel like I feel like Staten Island is almost like Sesame Street for you?
Yes,
Like you've made it a neighborhood.
it's new, but that's
but
why
you
I
have a gripe that you don't have a walking neighborhood.
right. But guess what I've done? Guess what I did?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Should I guess? Or?
Well, take a guess.
You went bungee jumping.
No.
Okay.
Close though.
Okay.
Close. I did. I jumped into my pool. I was the first person to test out. We got a new pool, and I was the first person to test out. And I was for sure thought it was 7 feet deep, and it was 4 feet deep, and I landed on my tailbone.
Oh.
And it was a stinger. But
Was it a can opener or a cannonball?
cannonball. The kid,
Okay.
when you got kids, if you're the dad, you don't do a cannonball. It's like they're like, why are you even my father?
Do you commit? Do you have knees to chest until you're unsubmerged?
As high as I could, I jumped
Tight. You holding tight?
tight because I
Are you
wanted to
putting
make
your-
the
Are you
kids
wrapping
laugh.
your arms around it?
Yeah,
You're looking for maximum splash.
Max splash. Jazz filmed it, and I hit like full blast tailbone spot. Like could have actually given myself a cerebral spinal injury.
Right.
Because I thought it was 7 feet, and it is in fact 4.
But then you could have treated yourself.
Like true.
Yeah.
So here's what has happened to me. Okay, I've changed my.
I did say you jumped.
That's why I'm saying.
It's pretty close.
So it's close.
Yeah.
What I've realized is, and this is, let's go back to Marcus Aurelius for a second here.
Yeah.
What I've realized is we've heard, rather than worrying about what you don't have and imagining what you don't have, appreciate what you do have.
Sure.
Or as Marcus Aurelius put it, it is not the poor man. It is not the man who has little. It is not the man who has little, but he who desires more who is poor. That's what Marcus Aurelius said. It's not the man who has too little. It's the one who wants more. That's when you're poor.
That wasn't
right?
Nietzsche?
That was if it is, he stole it from Marcus Aurelius. Okay, he's fucking Carlos Mencia. And it is not the man who has little, but he who desires more is poor. And so what I did was, because I was having this struggle, I was talking to you, I was talking to friends, I want to sell my house, blah 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 blah. I can't walk anywhere. What I did was I went back. I did two things. One, I looked at what the cost of a house and actually went and visited what the cost of a house would be and what the life would be like in a walkable community in New York City. So I factored in how much higher things would be.
You're saying a home, right?
In a home.
So you're talking Brooklyn or
Yep.
Queen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You're not saying apartment building.
Right.
Okay.
An actual home. Big money, high interest rates, taking kids away from their friend group and all that. And then what I did, and then I went back to where I used to live, which was all walkable in Bay Ridge. Beautiful neighborhood, the neighborhood I wanted to be in, but went back and actually knocked on the door of the apartment I used to live in and asked the great people who live in that apartment if I could walk back in there, and they allowed me to do it.
You really are something.
Yeah.
Because some people do that with their childhood homes or some shit, but you lived there like 2 years ago.
Right.
And they bought it from you.
Yeah. Well,
Did they know who you were when you knocked?
So I had yes, they did. That
you broached it through a neighbor?
I said, well, I was, stepping back, and I said, I used to live here, and the woman was like, oh, I know, I heard that you used to live here, and I said, well, listen, I said,
what did you want to see?
I'll tell you. So what I said was, I don't, obviously, you can say no. I said to this woman, I said, you could say no. I could come back another time. I said, all I wanted to do, if it was possible, no, not filming anything, nothing, it's just me, to walk back into the apartment and see what it feels like again, because I just explained this to her. I said, because I living on Staten Island now, and I'm going through a little bit of back and forth if this was the right move for me or not.
Wow, you were vulnerable.
I was vulnerable, and I said, I'm romanticizing the idea of being back here. And I said, I know what a wonderful apartment it was, but can I go back in? And she was like, absolutely. She was like, as a matter of fact, the cleaning lady just left. Come on in.
And then what was it like when you entered that room? Because now it's just you and her alone in there.
Well, and
you get
her
in,
kids
you
were
look
there
around.
too. Yeah.
And what do you say?
I walked in, and I obviously complimentary of what they did.
Well, now it's just me and you here.
Right.
Who decorated better? Did you walk in and have apartment envy, or you like mine was better?
I mean, the last thing I would have ever done is put crucifixes all over an apartment.
Okay.
And when I walked in there,
Sometimes I would imagine it might be the first thing you would do, but go ahead.
yeah. And so
You're like, just all over my body are the crucifixes.
Exactly.
Not the apartment.
if I'm gonna do it, I'm doing permanent. So I walked in there and I said, and I complimentary. The house was clean. It was as remembered. But when I walked back into the bedrooms, because I was thinking about how my daughter would always say she misses her room with no window. Tristan would always say, "Oh, I miss my room because I could look out into the yard." I went in there, and then even I would say, "Oh, remember when we could just open the door and go in our backyard and blah 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 blah." I went back in there, and I immediately realized when I went back into the apartment,
You're living a better life right now.
I have upgraded my life in so many ways, it's unimaginable.
Yeah, man.
And so I was like, even
that was a great exercise to run.
it was great to
I
do.
did something similar. Recently.
And I was appreciative of it, and I think where that family is living now is amazing. It's great for them, and it was great for me when it was there. It was great for me, but now when I got back into my house, I literally almost wept at what a beautiful house I have, and it fundamentally changed me. And I think that I'm gonna start to try to practice poverty once or twice a month. What I mean by that is not going crazy living on the street. What I mean by that is I'm just to be more appreciative of what I have is to go, instead of driving in, because I have the luxury of doing that and parking, take the ferry, take the 2 buses, sit coach flying to, a city.
Just to help appreciate.
Because then when I get the opportunity,
What's going on?
I just heard Chris talking about this in the other room.
You just walked in like Kramer. I didn't even know you were here.
Fucking pig. Did you just say you're going to practice poverty by flying coach and riding the subway? You just described my regular life. And you called it poverty. That's insane. I swear to God, I was leaving. I was walking out the door right now. And as I was walking by, I heard you say that. That's so crazy.
That's fucking funny. That's so funny.
You just invited me to see your house for the first time on Monday.
He said that's one level above homelessness. He's like, not homeless, but I'll fly coach.
I'll take the ferry, he said.
thinking of examples, I couldn't think of anything. I'll eat Joey Roses for a
what
week.
You meant was that you were going to cut out daily amenities.
Yes, I meant you can apply it to whatever your life is at home. Practice poverty. Dude. You know what I meant?
That was one of the best entrances I've ever seen in my life.
That's the clip.
I mean, you came in out of nowhere, you surprised us. It was very Kramer-esque, but then you really made a statement.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worried that you guys were
No, dude, I fucking love it. All right, I love you, man.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to do it. I'm probably not going to do any of this, but I like to just say things and put it out there in the universe and see what happens.
No, you do the things. You do them.
Not all of them.
Don't be like that. You do
Not
them.
all of them.
If not, you who?
If not now, then when? If not you, then who?
Right.
That's what it is.
Does that always apply? If I'm on the street and I see a gang of street toughs bullying someone, and I'm like, someone's got to step in to help that person. If not me, who? If not now, when? And then I just go in, they just put my teeth down my throat.
Yeah, that's not good.
What's this guy's name that said this?
Marcus Aurelius.
What about that situation, Aurelius?
It's a good question. Well,
Isn't that a basketball player?
Marcus Aurelius? Arvydas Sabonis is a basketball player.
No, Aurelius. There's a guy, Aurelius, no? Something Aurelius.
Oh, he's a basketball player?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something Aurelius. Okay. He was good. He's a star.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Arenas? Gilbert
Arenas.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he pulled
Gilbert
a gun
Arenas,
out on
Aurelius,
somebody in a club in Washington, D.C.
Oh, come on, Gilbert. You're better than that.
You build it. By the way, let me tell you something. If you're born and your name is Gilbert and you make the NBA, that's a feat. Because I wonder also, too,
He might be the only Gilbert.
he might be the only Gilbert ever in the NBA, and it might be one of those things that because he was named Gilbert is what motivated him to be an NBA player because he was getting made fun of constantly for his name being Gilbert.
Yeah. I'll tell you something. When do you think the last time a person named Gilbert was born? Do you think
There had to be someone born named Gilbert today.
how many people are born every day?
Yeah.
Do you think that nearly every day someone is born with every kind of main name that we know of?
385,000 babies a day.
140 million babies a year? Damn, how many people die?
Exactly. That was going to be our next question. How many people die
Gotta be
a year?
less,
How many
obviously.
people die every day? How many people die every day? How many popal? 67.1 million people die a day.
No, in 2022. So half. Half.
No, look, birth rate 401, death rate 158. You're right, half. Yeah.
Well, that's less than half. Yeah.
Right.
But
But
if you wow.
so we're getting
so
more.
every day we're growing by 250,000 people. Every single day.
Every second, 2 people die.
Every second.
You're dead.
That's not that much.
You're dead. You're dead.
Right. So
You're
just
dead.
now 20 people died.
20 people have died. Thousands of people are dead during the midst of this podcast. Dead.
But even more are born.
That's the
So
beautiful.
did that say 385,000? Oh, wait a second. Did you just have the Gilbert statistic? One out of every 11,776 baby boys born in 2021 are named Gilbert. I didn't know we can get these types of stats.
No. Is there any girls named Gilbert? How many girls are named Gilbert? If you're a person out there and your name's Gilbert, please write to us. Gilbert.
Gilberta.
Gilbert, baby girl name meaning it. Oh, okay.
Wait. How many people were born a day? That's a day?
401,300 people born a day.
All right, hold on. I got this. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right, that's my bad, but let's just ignore it.
Just drop it. Who cares?
401.
I can't believe I described DeRosa's life when I was trying to make a philosophical point. What a piece of garbage Joe DeRosa is.
401,300 divided by, what's the number? 11,776. That means 34 Gilberts are born a day.
That's too many Gilberts.
That's
in my
so
opinion.
many Gilberts.
Because I can only think of Gilbert Arenas, Gilbert
12,131 Gilberts are born a year.
a year, but I can only think of 3. Gilbert Arenas, Gilbert Gottfried, Gilbert Grape. What other Gilbert do you know that's famous? Gilbert Arenas, Gilbert Gottfried,
That's
Gilbert
it.
Grape.
I know a Dilbert comic.
You know more Dilberts.
I know a kid named with the last name Gilbert. No, we don't know
But
anyone.
see, this one, Gilbert, like then you get some hockey players and but
Hockey
they're
players don't
French-Canadian
count.
'cause it's
Hockey players
Gilbert.
don't count. Hockey players don't.
Gilbert.
Yeah, I don't know another one of these people.
I'd love to get Gilbert Arenas on the podcast. Have him bring his gun.
Why
Why not?
Fine with me now.
I don't
As long
care.
as it's not aimed at me.
You ever have a gun pointed at you or a weapon pointed at you?
Let me think about this. I feel like I would immediately know if a gun was pointed
Probably
at me.
not. Then.
Oh, I was shot at a couple days ago.
Oh yeah.
I
What
was shot.
happened?
I was shot at on the highway. Did I tell you that?
No. Are you being serious right now?
Yes. I wasn't shot. Okay. I didn't tell you this.
Wait. You're being dead serious? Somebody shot at you at the highway?
6 shots.
Was
out
it
of a
part
gun.
of Jokers?
No. I was driving to the airport. They didn't shoot at me. Okay. I'm driving. I got Chris Johnson in the car,
Shout out CJ.
and then we got a runner, and we're trying to make a late night flight, and we're driving in Denver, and we're about 10 minutes from the airport, and we're on a 3-lane highway, and we hear like 2 or 3 bangs or pops, followed by a couple more, and it vibrated the car. We all thought it came from the car. I said we just ran over something. Chris said we're backfiring, and the driver was like, "I thought you punched the ceiling." The car shook. So that was what?
I thought you punched the ceiling.
'Cause we were
That'd be a
talking-
funny thing for you to randomly do.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We were in the middle of a conversation. I don't know why he thought it
Yeah.
was appropriate. But then after like this 2 or 3 shots, we looked out the window and the car 2 lanes over. So we're in the left lane. There's a right and there's a middle. 2 lanes over. The guy's driving. His window was all the way down. He has a gun out of the window and he's shooting it straight out. And he hits it 3 or 4 more. He empties the whole clip. There's fire shooting from his gun and it's shaking our car. And he's shooting it not here, He's just shooting it like this. We are the car that's here. We are the car that is right here. And he is shooting a gun in the air about a 45-degree angle.
So
if he lowered his hand 6 inches, he would have hit our car.
Why was he doing that?
We have no fucking idea.
Did you
Tail
slam
light was
on the
out,
brakes?
The fender was hanging off. And then, then a big fucking truck came right in between us, and we like slowed down and let him go ahead. I don't know if he's shooting at us, but he was shooting at us.
He was shooting
toward us.
Was he shooting into just oblivion, or were there possible people or cars on the other side of the highway that?
No, it looked like he was like just being like, I'm gonna fucking shoot my gun off. It was immediately when we realized what was happening. It was so terrifying because we were this close. He lowered his hand. You're him. I'm me. He was shooting like this. And we were just like, we were all shook. We were like, damn, man.
Shook ones.
Shook ones. You know shook ones?
Mobb Deep.
You surprised me.
I'm just on that cusp of that late 90s rap. I know that. Mobb Deep was big for me.
Yeah, well, Mobb Deep.
All the killers.
Shout out Mobb Deep.
All the killers and $100 bills.
Yeah. Gangstar, Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
Eric Sir, all those guys, Eric B. and Rakim. Like, yeah, I would never guess that you knew
Yeah,
Mobb
I know
Deep.
Mobb Deep. Queens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I just feel like you, well, maybe you know them, but sometimes you don't know that you know the song or you know the artist. Like, I never really hear you talk about music, like, at all.
Mobb Deep is someone who, when I hear their songs, I know. Yeah. I know Nas songs.
Sure.
Those, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
When you start to get into the Rakims and I don't know. I know of them, of course, but I don't know I'm not a hip-hop aficionado. By the way, speaking of hip-hop, shout out 94.7 The Block, which is on in New York City. It's my favorite radio station in the last 30 years.
If they're listening, and we know
well, Cypher Sounds does the 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. block.
Oh,
Miss Jones,
that's right.
Miss Jones in the morning, who I used to listen to when I was a kid. I love Miss Jones. Ed Lover at night. It's literally like
shout out
Ed Lover. I used to listen to him all the time.
What
and
are
now
they
I
spinning?
listen to them again.
What are they spinning?
Throwbacks. 94.7 and
Not now?
No,
All
only
right.
throwbacks.
I'll hit the preset with it.
It's how our oldies were, like when we would listen to 101.1 CBS FM, the oldies.
Dude,
those are our oldies now.
You couldn't have hit the nail on the head more.
Yeah.
When we were born, I'm 70s, you're 80s, but like in the 80s, the oldies were the 50s.
Yeah.
30-year difference. Right now, 2023, 30 years is 93. That's literally 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang. It's the oldies.
Literally yesterday, or 2 days ago, I was in the car with my son, my stepson, 12 years old, and Usher is on 94.7, and it was like, you make me want to lead one away, start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. Think about her making all the things that come along with you. You make me. So
this point, things out of control. I never tried to hurt you, but I gotta let her go.
Now she may not understand that all of this is going on. Usher.
I try, but the feeling's just so gone.
Me. So Usher is on, and we're singing that song. I'm having a good time, and
singing it together, you and him.
Yeah. He's sitting in the back seat on his Rubik's cube, like he's just like this on his Rubik's cube, and then he looks up and he goes, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Usher. You've never heard of Usher?" And he goes, "Is he from SoundCloud?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, man.
And he goes, "Is he from SoundCloud?" And I was like, "No, he's Usher. He's been famous since he's like 15, 16 years old." I was like, "You've genuinely never heard of Usher?" And he was like, "No."
Yeah, but then he'll drop like is this Tentacion on?
Yeah. I know. Well, I'm telling you, all the for Taylor Swift is a good example of someone who is she was famous when we were younger, and we're not, I'm older than her, and she's still famous now to the kids. Like she's been famous as a singer the whole way.
Generations.
Yeah, she just knows. Yeah, wow. Everybody knows T Swift.
What do you think? Well, we gotta. Yeah, Chris. Okay.
Did you see this? Yeah, Chris Brown and his crew, they beat the shit out of Usher at a birthday party.
This is only 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this was big news. Pimp texted
this
to me
real?
right away. There's Pimp texting in the photo.
Oh my God, that literally looked like you. Is this real, guys?
No, this is real. This is real. Pimp, this is real, right?
Actually, it's allegedly.
Allegedly. T-shirts coming soon.
Wow,
Chris
I can't
Brown.
imagine, because wouldn't he go to jail? Like
during a skate party in Vegas, who's skating?
Who jumps Usher?
Have you noticed that trends change races? Have you noticed that? Like skating used to be a predominantly white kid from California thing, and now a lot of black guys love to skate.
You think that's roller or board?
I think it's bored. I think it's like things that you or like it used to be like you know a lot of black guys were wearing baggy clothes. Now it's white people that wear baggy clothes.
Okay.
Like trends, they whatever. It's not. It's just they change races a lot. Like a trend will be predominantly with one race for a long time, and then it moves to another race. Social media and all that used to be a white thing. Now it's mainly it's mostly a black thing. Blacks are mostly on social media more than whites. they change. I'm telling you, they change races. Trends change races.
Is that a joke? Dude, the touching of the glasses as you said that, I didn't believe it, but when you went like that, I was like, maybe it's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even being gay used to be mostly a white thing. Now a lot of black people are gay.
Yeah.
It's a big thing with
Maybe
the
they
blacks.
were, but they weren't comfortable saying it because of the culture. It
Right.
used to be frowned upon a little bit more. Now
it's
we're
more
a little
open.
progressive as a
But
society.
it all is back and forth. You know, it's back and forth. There's a lot of and there's a lot of crossover between Italians and blacks.
I know that.
That it's like it's interchangeable.
I
Listen
agree.
to the same music, wearing the same clothes. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
We're not that far apart.
I agree with that. All right. Well, we wish Usher well. We don't know how much he got messed up. I mean,
We'll see. I mean, he
you know, he used to live with Michael Jackson. Live with him.
what?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, P. Diddy. When
Used
he
to
was
live
when
in
he
the
was
house-
when he was 11 or 12, the guy from his record company, a big guy,
That's the time to live with Michael Jackson.
sent him to live with P. Diddy as a young boy, and he lived in P. Diddy's home. He left his parents because he wanted him to see the lifestyle of P. Diddy and the work and the lifestyle, and he went and Diddy took him in. I just
Shout
saw
out
this
Diddy.
a week ago.
Shout out Diddy. Diddy taking everybody in. Diddy taking your mama.
Did he do it?
Did he do it? Did he not? So remember,
Where is Diddy?
I don't know where.
What's
the
he
hell
up to
is.
lately?
He's still killing it somewhere.
Yeah.
Making Ciroc. He was just at the Met
Was he?
Gala, according to V. Yep.
All right. All right. He used
So
to be in
remember-
my life more, P. Diddy. He used to be in my life more.
Remember, kids, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? That's what I want you to take on your Hey Babe journey through life today.
This has been Hey Babe.
And then, and then remember, everything will change races.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't hesitate to say, hey, babe.